Welcome, it's me, Persita, and this is Persita's Paradox. Have you ever been at home just relaxing and you knew you had a plethora of things to do? I mean, a list that was so long, it was ridiculous, and you've put it off day in, day out, and still not done it? And even in the mindset of knowing that it would be yet another day that you would maybe not have clothes to wear or not really have handled a situation, but you still sit there and tell yourself, I got time. Today, I'd like to talk about procrastination and exactly what it does, not only to your spirit, but what it does to the things around you and how it actually puts you in a position of a boundary that you did not know existed. Now, I do believe in invisible boundaries. And a lot of people have asked me through the years, well, what exactly, Persita, is an invisible boundary? You'll hear me say it in fitness. You'll hear me say it in regards to just your personal life, your relationship. It's a thing that you've told yourself that you just cannot get past. And at this point, you just simply justify it. And the more you justify, the more you just refuse to fight your way out because you've come up with multiple ways and reasonings on why you will never get past that point. I mean, some of us say stuff like, well, this is just me, Persita, or, that's who I am. That's what I am. I don't really do it anyway. I've always done it this way. I want you to stop and think before you make that comment about anything from this point on and really ask yourself, what boundary have you presented to yourself to tell it that there's no reason for you to get past it? I mean, understand that people that are successful, and I don't mean successful in just the sense of using the word successful. I mean people who actually are progressive and stay in a position of understanding that they are fighting for whatever it is that they want. They're constantly rule breaking. They're constantly in a position of resetting boundaries in their life. Sure, we can all refer back to what's happened in our past and how we've been hurt and who hurt us and things of that nature. And it's so simple to stay in that mindset of this is just the way things are going to be. I've tried and I've worked for it, but it just didn't seem to work out. That feeling turns into this procrastination, and that procrastination causes you to set the boundary. And once you've done those things, it's damn near impossible to get past them. A lot of the times you are looking for something or someone to validate information about you that you already know is true. And you know it's true because you are aware of your successes. We don't talk about our successes. We talk about more of the things that we have not accomplished, but you actually know what you've been successful in. Some of us don't feel like it's enough or it wasn't big enough in order for you to actually give yourself an accolade. But truthfully, any success that you've had, from just simply getting up in the morning to being able to provide for your children or your family, is a success. So that procrastination makes you feel as if the things that you've already accomplished were null and void and have completely devalued in what they should be in your mind. You do not want to lean on others to validate you. Not your spouse, not your children, no one but yourself and whomever you believe in regards to your spiritual walk. That's it. Procrastination comes from a place of the boundary in your mindset that you're just not going to be enough. So why bother? Why push through? Why execute? Why? Why would I even go through it when it's just yet another thing that's happening in my life? You don't want to procrastinate. It's even worse when you know that the task at hand is proprietarial to your success. But then the fear of if the success happens causes procrastination, where now you've possibly validated yourself and maybe you might believe that you can do it. But belief and doubt go hand in hand. We don't talk about it, but they actually go hand in hand. Things that you would believe in, you don't completely believe. You may believe that you can actually, run 2 miles, but you don't believe that you could run a marathon. Your belief system is based on what you value and what you feel as if you've achieved. The procrastination keeps you in doubt because it makes you continuously think about things that you have not accomplished and things that you cannot do. Today, we want to make sure that the boundary in our mindset is limitless. You don't want a boundary. Now, that's easy to say, but we all have what I just said, the concurrency of running doubt and belief side by side. The hardest part is to actually put yourself in a position of understanding the task at hand, the thing that you are not trying to do at that exact moment, the thing that you're saying, you know what, I have time, I'm just going to take a quick nap, and then I'm going to get up and do it. You should simply do it. When I was a little girl, I was taught a concept called touch once. Touch once, or the touch rule, means whenever I was going to put something away, if I touched it, I needed to actually execute to get it exactly where it belongs. So let's just say I'm cleaning up the kitchen and there's a plate that I need to put away. Instead of me putting the plate on the counter and then doing something else and going back to it, I was taught if you touch the plate, you actually have to put the plate wherever the plate belongs. And I actually believe that to this day. I've taught my kids that. I live by that. Whatever I'm moving towards, if I touch it, then I must execute. Meaning, if I'm cleaning, I'm going to clean as I'm going. I'm not going to go through all the dirtying up of everything and then go back and clean. As I'm actually cooking or cleaning my house, whatever I touch, if it has a place while I'm touching it the first time, I'm going to put it wherever it belongs. I like to tell anyone that struggles with procrastination, when you think it, do it. Don't wait for it. Don't assume you're going to have time later. Understand that at that exact moment, that is the time for you to execute. Unless you're completely in a situation that you cannot. If you can, you need to execute it at the moment of impact. Don't tell it to a person. Don't speak it out loud. Think it, do it. Because so as a man thinketh, so is he. So whatever you're telling yourself that you need to do it right when you're thinking about doing it. Otherwise, other things can come into play. You'll forget it. Again, you will devalue it, or you'll simply tell yourself it's not worth it because you've already set that boundary of you're not going to execute it anyway. I also tell people that I don't really know if it's an exciting moment to identify that you're something as a procrastinator and then use it as an excuse. So many of us actually use the line, well, I'm a procrastinator, as if that makes whatever you're procrastinating better. If you know that you are procrastinating, do yourself the favor of not wearing it as that badge that you've been wearing it, and simply look at it and say, but why am I a procrastinator? If someone owed you their time, their effort, their money, and you told them that you wanted it done, the longer they took to do it, the more upset you'd become. Most procrastinators have the smallest level of patience I've ever seen. Cracks me completely up. When they want you to do something, they want you to do it immediately. But if you ask that same procrastinator to use their analogy on themselves, they're actually offended. Your successes should be something that you lean on when you're feeling in doubt about something. Always remember that most of the things that you are going to go through in life, you have some sense of a reference on how you got through the last thing you thought you couldn't get through. Procrastination is something that literally makes you perpetuate only the negative. So you are continuously playing this time game of believing you have the time to execute whatever you want and time's going to be on your side. And that's just not true. You don't need anyone to validate anything about you but yourself. You know what it took to get to where you are trying to go. You know what it took in order for you to achieve whatever it is that you've already achieved. So you have to look at more of the things that you've already done and that you've executed and felt as if you couldn't do that you've already been able to be successful in. Procrastination is just a state of mind of giving up. It's this invisible boundary of simply not willing to do what it takes. You want to then settle. And always remember that being a destiny chaser is going to require you to constantly be a rule breaker. You constantly are resetting boundaries in your life over and over again. There's absolutely no way for you to be successful if you think that there's ever a moment where you're going to tell yourself, you know what, I've arrived and this is it. You're going to always be looking to go to another level. That's just the way we're made. There's absolutely nothing strange about that. That is the way we're made. But procrastination gives us this mental ability to believe that you can't do it. And the more you work for it, the harder it's going to be. Well, truthfully, you don't want anything that you haven't worked for. If I simply hand you a Mercedes and I say, here are the keys to your car, initially you'll love it. You'll drive it and you'll enjoy it. And then you start looking over your shoulder because you're going to start to say to yourself, you know what, I don't really want to owe her anything. And I don't really want to be in a position where I get comfortable with this and it's not mine. I mean, she said it was mine and it seems like it's mine. It's in my possession. But at any given moment, I understand that this person can come back and say, you know what, I made you and I gave you that vehicle and you're not able to keep it. And who wants that? Not anyone that follows this channel. We are destiny chasers. Destiny chasers means that we are about getting what is ours, not what is given to us, but what we work for and what we have actually put in the work to achieve and keep. So today, don't let procrastination kill you of your joy. Don't let it put you in a pit of feeling as if it's pointless. Understand that procrastination, to stall, is nothing more than a boundary that you have to break. Procrastination makes people feel as if they cannot finish things. Therefore, they don't rush to do it because they don't believe that they could finish it in the first place. That's yet again an invisible boundary. Fight those boundaries. Understand that the more you finish, the better off you are mentally. The mentality changes because the routine changes. Again, things you do have to be done daily. It's a repetition. You have to constantly tell yourself that procrastination is not what you're going to use as a tool to get through your day to day. Whatever you need to execute, whatever you're thinking about, you're going to do it while you're thinking about it. If you can't do it while you're thinking about it, you're going to put it on your to-do list for the day. And by the end of the day, you're going to execute. Now, everything cannot always be solved while you're trying to execute them, but trust me, you will get closer to solving them than ever before. 9 times out of 10, you will solve it. That 1% will not be solved, but you will be closer to solving it because you will be in a position of finishing whatever task you started. So today, let's affirm. Today, let's affirm we don't have the time. We just do not have the time to procrastinate. Time is of the essence. Let's make it happen. I believe in you, and I know that you believe in yourself, and it is my job today to tell you that procrastination should not be the tool that is used against you to defeat you in reaching your goals. So let's not let it happen. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate your time. And remember, comment, share, like, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification button for all the upcoming videos. And always remember to live life authentic. Have a blessed day.